that we just did, like little words. And it's pretty much all the process. We never really said, it's going to take a lot of work.
Sometimes that works best though. I mean, I think that project, there were some really funny moments. I mean, things which almost seem to
set down. Especially the guy that finished the job. That was just, oh my god, I was dying the whole time he was on stage.
Milton cracks me up. He, I guess, used to do theater way back in the day. Back when Mott had an active theater program.
I didn't know that they did.
Exactly. Oh, I did. But not anymore. And this happened to Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. You wouldn't be one of the artists in residence, are you? No. Yes, you are. Oh, did you want to say something? That's just a little video I put on the online.
Just want to say this is what it's all about. All the things that you see here, people getting involved, making a difference. It's okay to talk and identify what the issues are, but then we have to apply solution-driven action to those issues so that we can really bring about change. So just happy that you're here, and I just hope more people get involved in the movement of changing the city and helping our neighborhoods be as safe as possible.
And you're from Ward 1 then? You're the artist in residence for Ward 1?
Yes, I'm
What
Ward
was your
1.
project?
My project revolved around public safety, health, awareness, and advocacy.
Oh, so this is your booth. That's why I'm seeing
Yes.
all about stopping gun violence and
Yes.
all of that. Great, great.
Yes.
So is this your cumulative event? I mean, are you going to have something else going on besides this event?
We're constantly
for
having
your
things
ward?
going on. Here, on the back of here, we have community action, and as you see, action. So we're moving beyond talk into action, and they're held every second Saturday from noon to 2.
Okay.
So this process continues to go on because reducing violence is going to take more than just one event,
Oh, sure.
one meeting. We
Yeah.
have to really commit to being a part of the movement.
You know, that's what I really like about the Artist in Residence program, is that whenever I talk to any of you, it sounds to me as though it's not just a one-shot deal. It's something that's going to last, and you're going to be there. Are you going to be there to represent your ward when some other project or something comes up, so that people can contact you and for another community event?
Yes, I mean, it's really about collaboration, partnership. No one person, no one organization, church, whatever, can do this by themselves. You
Right.
have to connect with other like-minded people who are just as passionate about, taking action and making a difference as you are. So you can't do it by yourself. So we would definitely be behind and with anybody who's doing anything positive for this community.
Great, great, great. And what was your name again?
Kenyatta Dawson.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you.
This looks great. I wanted to take a picture of the food.
Oh, okay.
See? Oh, wow. Okay. This looks really good.
These are, they call them pinwheel sandwiches. So they're just like wraps.
She messed up.
Everyone.
All right. Come on, Mayor.
I'm your mayor, Dane Walling. I want to welcome you here to City Hall. This is a part of the City Hall that you may not have seen before. You can see it's actually a beautiful design back here with this auditorium and the plaza. So it's great to see so many people out and creative artists helping to activate this space. It really is a pleasure to have everybody here today. You know that we've been working for months, a few years actually, on our comprehensive master plan. And the artists that you're going to be introduced to and will be recognized have been an integral part of bringing the community together, having a creative dialogue about our challenges and solutions, and highlighting that this is an inclusive process that involves all 9 of our city wards. Every neighborhood, every family, every business, every student has a place in this plan, and it's been exciting to see how everybody has been engaged all across the city. The focus today is on our artists, the artists in residence in each of our 9 wards. So I'm going to be brief with my remarks so we can get on to recognizing and introducing each of them. But I do want to say with the overall master plan that we're trying to do a few things. To make it simple, we want to replace what Flint was with what Flint will be. This is a shift for our community. We want to make a shift from what Flint was to what Flint will be, and focus our energy and attention on what is coming for us instead of where we've been. We know our history, we're proud of it, it's given us a great legacy. We want to focus on what's coming next, for our next generation, for our next businesses, our next economy, the next organizations that are going to take this community forward into the 21st century. It's an inclusive process. I hope that all of you have felt like your voice has been heard, that you've been invited to participate. We've had literally thousands of people involved in our workshops and the surveys and the online questionnaires and maps and everything we've done to reach out to people all across the city. It's been really exciting to see so much positive energy and so many people like yourselves here today taking time to participate when, let's face it, there's a lot of good reasons or excuses why all of us could make to not participate or not be involved, be it the economy or the politics or any other issue that has turned us off and made it feel like we're not important or we don't have a good reason to be involved. So all of us, whether it's the work that you're doing out in the community or the spirit that I try to bring with me every day that I come into work here at City Hall, we want to work collaboratively and work as partners because that's what's going to sustain us, I believe, in this 21st century. We've been through the divisiveness, we know what that's like, and we have a very different spirit moving in our community now. Doesn't take away from our challenges, don't get me wrong, but we have a great spirit moving in our community, and I firmly believe that this process is proving to us once again that the strength of our united community is far greater than the problems that we face. So we're going to continue to move forward with that, and every one of the artists that have been involved have just done such a tremendous job. We're going to recognize each of them here and then get on with the rest of the program and get back outside later on this afternoon. So we've had artists in each of our city's 9 wards. This was a vision that we had more than a year ago when we applied for some funding from the National Endowment for the Arts, that we would involve artists in a meaningful way in the master planning process. We would add to what we were able to do with the Department of Housing and Urban Development funds that we received for planning as part of one of the President's key initiatives around sustainable communities. And we believe that we wanted to not only look at arts and culture in a traditional way, but we wanted to look at arts and culture from the view of every neighborhood and from the view of artists. So we came up with this idea of having an artist in residence in each neighborhood and each ward specifically, and I think it's been a great success. And I also want to say, artists, before we get into the individual recognitions, that I know that the small stipend that we provided you with was a pittance compared with the time and energy that you put into this. So that stipend was really there more for us to try to recognize the value we saw in your work. We know that it did not in any way cover all the time and energy and passion that you brought to this project, but we hope that it's been constructive for you and gave you an opportunity to be involved in this process in a meaningful way. So with that, we're just going to do these in order, wards 1 through 9. And if you'd, artists, please let me provide a couple words of introduction about you, and then if you'd come up and join me on stage to be recognized with us here. For Ward 1, Miss Kenyetta Dotson was born and raised on the north side of Flint. Kenyetta is a wife and mother of 3, a friend to many in this community. She is an artistic leader, community activist, and has devoted her life to serving and speaking on behalf of underserved communities, marginalized groups, low-income families, and everyday people searching for their voice and a better way of life. Her project worked with residents to create artistic expressions of beauty, empowerment, and safety in blighted areas. And she'd helped us especially engage with the community and law enforcement, which is such a critical part of our plan going forward. So let's welcome up Kenyetta Dotson, our Artist in Residency program. So we're going to get a good photo of each of us together, and then we'll recognize our next artist. All right, thank you. Our Ward 2 artist in residence is Melton Harvey. He spent the last 30 years engaged in community organizing and public service. He's organized a plethora of trips and projects for neighborhood children. He's set up excursions to military bases, historical sites, and Disney World. He's established 2 parks, trained a 25 youth drumline for events like the Crim Festival of Races and the Juneteenth Parade, and created a gospel choir. Mr. Harvey was the 2008 Flint Journal Community Advocacy Award winner and currently serves as life coach at GCARD. His project was designed to give community gardens, including garden sculptures from recycled glass, and some of that's on display here today. He's done more to promote collaboration between diverse groups and helped us learn more about how we can do that in our plan going forward. So let's welcome the Ward 2 Artist in Residence, Melton Harvey. Our artist in residence in Ward 3, Gary Jones, is a program coordinator for the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Flint. He also serves on the board of directors for Genesee Health System, formerly known as Genesee County Mental Health. He's been working as an artist and activist for over 10 years and recently breathed life back into the legendary Super Show Talent Showcase through Raise It Up, a youth arts and awareness program. Gary's project has engaged various groups in dialogue for a public service announcement and other performance pieces about safety, and he has helped us recognize that there are resources in Ward 3 and frankly all of our wards that are often unknown or hidden. So we thank him for his work. I'd like to recognize Gary Jones. See us watching, we've got our official photographer right there, so we'll get set up so she can get a good photo for us. All right, Ward 4. Our artist in residence is Nick Custer, a poet and playwright and performer from Flint. He's also a 2011 University of Michigan Flint graduate and founding member of the Flint-based Shop Floor Theater Company. His project through surveys and story circles and other feedback techniques, gained residents' views around issues in the neighborhood and especially worked with some third graders to write haiku. His insight is that despite overwhelming odds, people are creating networks to reclaim their neighborhoods, and tapping into that energy is so important for us. So let's recognize Ward 4 Artist in Residence, Nick Custer. Ward 5. Our artist in residence is Andrew Morton. He's a founding member of the Shop Floor Theater Company. As a community artist and educator, Morton has worked with a wide range of diverse populations across the United Kingdom, U.S., and overseas, including people living with HIV/AIDS in Kenya and young homeless people in London. Morton currently teaches theater at the University of Michigan Flint and is a frequent guest artist at the Flint Youth Theater. His most recent play, Bloom, was recently a winner at the 2013 Right Now competition, an initiative of Child's Play in Tempe, Arizona, and the Indiana Repertory Theater, and will receive its world premiere production at the Flint Youth Theater in May of 2014. Andrew's project engaged users of the Genesee Health System in a series of theater productions and workshops and performances about challenges in accessing health services. His insight is that Flint is designed for car drivers. I think we all know that well. If you don't have a car, it's difficult to get around and access city services. Public health, complete streets, and multimodal transportation, a couple key issues for us as we work on this plan. So let's recognize Andrew Morton for his work in Ward 5. One of the things that I like about Andrew's plays is he often takes on serious and often controversial issues in the city. So that means that I'm often portrayed in those productions. So I didn't make it in this last one, but it's always interesting to see. And I feel like I have a responsibility to be part of this as much as anybody else. That's a democracy at work. That's how it's supposed to go. In Ward 6. Eric Hines has been our artist in residence. He works predominantly in the medium of video, but includes sculpture in his large-scale installations. His extensive community work has taken many forms, from public art with the Flint Public Art Project to education with the literacy through photography program through the Genesee Intermediate School District, and now is organizing again as an artist in residence in Ward 6. Eric's work has involved a cookout and art installation to create dialogue about the use of Mott Park and their wishes for the future. And he gained the insight that people's wishes for the future are often very inspiring, and we've learned that through this master planning process many times. So Eric, let's have you come up and be recognized for your work in Ward 6.
One more. You're too quick.
Those who don't know, if you take a look at Mr. Hines' glasses, you'll see the reflection. There you go. Much better.
Wow. Thanks, Eric. Well, I'm not supposed to be biased, but as a resident of Ward 7, the best ward in the city of Flint, it's now time that we're recognizing Connor Coyne, our artist in residence in Ward 7. Connor is a Flint-based writer, and his two novels, Hungry Rats and Shattering Glass, are both set in Flint and Flint-like cities. His work has been published in the Santa Clara Review, Moria Poetry Zine, Flint Broadside, Qua, Boomer's Journal, and the Saturnine Detractor. Coyne is editor-in-chief of the Paramanu Pentaquark Literary Journal and has been a reader for Lit Magazine with the New School, and has recently worked as a guest artist associate for the Flint Youth Theater. Coyne lives with his family in Flint's College Cultural neighborhood. His project has involved soliciting and documenting and distributing creative work, leading to an anthology on Ward 7 in the city of Flint. He's learned that we have a great sense of neighborhood identity and our solidarity is strong, another asset that of course we need to build on in the plan. So Connor, please come up. Right. Ward 8. Our artist in resident has been Todd Nicola. He's a metal sculptor, a musician, fabricator, carpenter, bike builder, business owner, entrepreneur. The list goes on. You've probably seen his work around the city of Flint for a number of years. Someone who's been a good inspiration to me. Let's recognize Todd Nicola. His project has been using feedback from local skateboarders to create a new piece of equipment by repurposing an old truck. And he's learned that it's possible to repurpose existing spaces and equipment and impact a neighborhood in a valuable way. Todd? I already had a conversation with Todd that we need an artist in residence here at City Hall to do something with that sculpture. We have such a beautiful area here, and it's like a lot of things. It needs some TLC, so hopefully we can work that out in the next couple of months, Todd, so thank you. Last but not least, we've simply gone in order here. Our Ward 9 artist in residence is Deborah Kenya McGee. She's currently a social work student at the University of Michigan Flint. She's a percussionist, a violinist, and music educator. She began African drum and dance studies in formal classes, individual classes, and as a street musician in New York City. She's performed in festivals, colleges, and universities with ensembles throughout Europe and the United States. Deborah teaches drumming and percussion, and her music is credited in film, plays, and on CDs with various artists. She chose to use percussion and neighborhood beautification as a means of engaging citizens in Flint in awareness of the master plan process. She's used found materials to create this drum ensemble and bring residents and civic leaders together. It's been very much a success, and it shows in her work and dialogue that residents want to see more done to address blight and law enforcement. So very creative approach that brought out some wonderful dialogue. Let's recognize Deborah McGee as artist in residence. Now, beyond our artists in residence, before I give up the microphone, I also want to recognize the team with the Greater Flint Arts Council, those who have been involved in facilitating, the consultant team, and the staff from the City of Flint Master Planning Group. If all of you could just wave your hand for us and let us give you a big round of applause. A lot of people have contributed to make this a success. It's truly been a team effort, and I think all of us, when we look back, think we should have done this years ago. There's just so much that we've learned and so much that we can build on going forward. And you're going to see a lot of great examples that you already saw some of it outside. So before I introduce our MC for the rest of the program, let me just say thank you to all of you for being a part of this. It really has to be a dialogue. We're not going to agree on everything. We're going to come to this process with some differences, some different ideas, some different perspectives. But that's what this is all about, is finding some common ground and putting something in place that we can support and we can invest in these coming years so that our children and our grandchildren have the same kind of great opportunities that many of us had here in the city of Flint and have experienced the great things about this community. We can meet these challenges if we work together, and we've got a lot of great inspiring examples now of what we can build on and how we can work together going forward. So thank you all again. Our MC for this afternoon's program is LV, radio personality on DJ and a DJ from Club 93.7. Let's have him come up and take it from here. Thank you.
I think the mayor should keep the mic. I could just sit down and enjoy. Well, once again, thank you for everyone that's here. It's beautiful to see everyone's face right now. Are we supposed to get a picture? I'm just ready to get this thing going. We'll get it later. Well, I'm just so excited because today is like the first day we haven't had rain in a long time. And to see as many people here today is definitely a testament to the energy and the inspiration for us to move forward. Because truthfully, I would love to be sunbathing. I need to get a little more tan, but we're going to move along, and the mayor spoke on a lot of what I would speak on for our artists in residence, so I'm just going to call them up and let them present. Is that okay? I don't want to take a lot of your time, so we want to enjoy each other and enjoy some of that good weather outside. So first, coming up is Todd Nicola from the 8th Ward with a skate park project. His is transportation and mobility. Please, again, give a round of applause for Todd Nicola. Thank you.
I did a little project in the skate park, and we videotaped a ton of it, and I had a friend edit together a little movie, so I'm not going to explain what I did, this is going to explain what I did, so hope you enjoy.
Yeah. Coming now from Ward 4, we have Nick Custer. Nick's focus here in the master plan is for economic development and education. Give a round of applause for Nick. Thank you.
To fight the tide of drugs and scrappers, of absent dads and dropout generations, neighbors need to come together, whether in church services or in their basements, and make a statement that they don't want their city to be hollowed out into a memory of one-time greatness, but today gets no love and decays from a lack of funds to pay for infrastructure maintenance. Although the state runs this town, the real civic leaders can be found focusing their attention on neighborhood issues and block club agendas. These active citizens spend their lives giving back to the community, even when they feel like no one is listening. The world needs more of these leaders that walk the same street corners as the rest of us. Flint could use more mentors for the parentless, an alternative to an addiction, and an understanding that a good education will make tomorrow limitless. So I'm gonna read several poems. You can hold your applause till the end, we'll save some time. I'm gonna read several poems from different neighborhoods in the ward. This first one's from a Powder Longway resident. They have a very strong neighborhood association. The second one is from a woman from Kersley Gulfview Estates. There's no lack of concerns to occupy our minds, starting close to home with poor housing conditions, party stores crowding too many corners, attracting bass-blasting cars in the night. And then, of course, there's the blight. No safe youth activities anymore, too much rampant crime. There's no shortage of available real estate, vacant or otherwise, that still needs maintenance to preserve a citywide sense of saneness from being taken over by tufts of tall grass. But resilient people don't give up so easily, even when the mowers shorten gasoline. And if Flint's got one thing in stockpiles, it's ingenuity. Banding together with small businesses who are struggling, dedicated residents work to build a better community and increase the number of positive activities. There are sources of hope neighbors look to, including each other, and the young councilman who actually researches his issues and fights for his constituencies. There's a long history of examples to draw strength from, and no shortage of causes to find a purpose fighting for and being fulfilled by. More need and inspiration exist than one could satisfy or express in 100 lifetimes. Flint has the potential to heal itself, to release the stress, and regain a sense of self-respect, which, after all these years, would be a miracle, an expression of sublime. This next poem is from a State Street resident and landlord. We erase the habitat of long-gone families to keep the quicksand properties from taking us down with them. We sacrifice old homes beyond repair to create new amorphous spaces. The green grass is silent, languageless, taking in all the changes. New seed planted in new dirt, a spring birth replacing decrepit domiciles with a chance for community engagement. We pick up trash out of the streets, even if it isn't ours, because it's important to set standards. And we dig out chain link fences denoting one-time imaginary lines that no longer matter. We plant gardens as an aesthetically pleasing placeholder, and fruit tree orchards to feed excitement for an unknown future. We want more citywide education in basic things like planting, environmental respect, and home maintenance. Reconnecting with underappreciated blessings like being able to grow one's own food as a step towards sharing skills and sustaining us. All of these initial stuff were based on survey responses that people gave back to me, and I tried to translate that as close to what they said as possible. This is another State Street resident. These are tonkas, which is a Japanese form. It's 5 lines, 2 syllables, 3 syllables, 2 syllables, 3 syllables, 3 syllables. It's real short. It goes like this. It is hard to sleep at night with gunshots and flybys. It's about the helicopters, the state police, and all that. And this is a little more hopeful. It's about what she sees as from the churches. Churches try to make streets look closer to paradise. So, quick glimpses of what people feel. This is from the principal of Richfield Academy. These are her thoughts on, in the form of haiku, which is 3-line poems, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. And just her ideas of how to bring together the community. With less abandonment and more safe places for kids, our hope will prevail. And this last one. If we can bring together our individual talents, the city can bloom again. So a part of this project, I went into Washington Elementary, which is closed at the end of this year, and I worked with 3rd graders, taught them how to do haiku with my assistant over there. And here's a few examples of some stuff that they had. It was one of 5 classrooms in this district that had iPads, so some of the poetry was about iPads. This is from Troy. It makes me feel sad because I like to see my friends in my class. This is from Akira. I don't want to leave this school. It is so fun here. I will miss the iPads. This is from Markel. So mad. Really sad. Washington is fun. And then lastly, this is from the teacher. It was Mrs. List's classroom. It's from Kathy List. Goodbye, Washington. I'm very sad and lonely. Bye to all my friends. In the same project, I collected 5th grade poems that they had done about their school closing. They're a little longer. I'll read 2 of those. This is from Sarahi, excuse me. I can't believe it. The time is here. After all the years I've been here, with all my fears and my tears, I have to say goodbye, Washington. Some will cry, and some will cheer. Some will say goodbye, and some will say, peace out, Washington. But we all have to be strong and say goodbye. And this is a little more hopeful. This is one from Bianca, another 5th grader. New school, new school. I don't know if I want to see you. What if you have cockroaches? And if you smell? And if you have bugs and spiders? Oh, you're not so bad. You're just what I wanted. So I think that was a pretty aggressive attitude. And then part of this is I kind of went to, thank you, I got one more. It's cool, say cool. Cool. I got one more, and it's an ode to Lowell Middle School, Lowell Junior High, which is right there in Montana off of Franklin. It's one of the vacant schools. A little kid in the 90s. I'd carpool down Franklin Avenue on school days, past St. Vincent de Paul's and the auto parts shops, past the drive-thru liquor store and the little ice cream spot to the old Lowell Junior High. Back then I'd run around the 1st floor hallway, past the ornate metal stairwells and gym where the polished wood floors echoed 3-pointers and dodgeballs falling like artillery shells. I remember one October evening when my Cub Scout troop sat on the concrete stoop out back of the school, carving jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. Mounds of orange flesh were scooped onto the lush grass next to us, a colorful pulpy scale model of the auto parts yard that's just over the barbed wire fence. Not so many years later, in need of a scrapyard part, I drive myself past what's left of the old Franklin Avenue Business District, Davison back up to Dort. Seeing craterous brick-lined puddles where long-gone good times bouldered in the rain. Past the tall grass and blackened trees. Past the curb breaks leading to newfound fields of street names. A city looking scary with guts carved out to a scrapper's smile and backlit with an arsonist's candle. Lowell, the 1920s brick behemoth on Montana Avenue, still stands behind its soccer field by the fence, separating it and the scrap yards, which are one of the few industries still profiting from the boomtown blast radius that's fading fast. The leveled foundations of factories were ground zero, followed by the now withered business districts they supported, and the spectacular schools like Lowell that seem a distant past. Lowell, vacant for a few years now, is adorned with graffiti flourishes and boarded windows rivaling its once architectural high points. gouged out and gruesome looking, like my grinning jack-o'-lantern pouring candlelight onto the sidewalk from the cavity in its chest where a heart should be. A towering smokestack without the foliage of a furnace still stands like a petrified stump clear-cut in the forest of Flint's forgotten industries. This school's presence includes its inside scrap for quick cash like a mineral resource. Education these days is less a priority than the destructive dismantling of this aging community in search of economic stability. Like a late November refugee from a rain-streaked Halloween, the school still stands, but sadder looking now, with the frostbit pumpkins meatless lean. Like much of Flint, the only place the school still vibrantly exists is in its former students' collective memories. Even a few years could be too long for an asset like this to sit. And the only question anyone thinks to ask isn't how can we learn from the past, but how much longer before they demolish that thing. I'm gonna pass out little sheets. They've got a website where all the surveys and poems, this isn't all of them, it's just a portion of them, are available online. I invite you all to check it out, to do more research yourself. And this is a continuing process. We have people send in poetry. If you guys are inspired, send it in. I'll post it online, and we'll just keep it going. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. Coming up, a good dear friend of mine who actually invited me out here as he's getting things ready, Gary Jones. His focus for the master plan will be public safety, health, and welfare. At this time, please give a warm welcome to Gary Jones.
Similar to Todd, I actually did a video project. And I'm just going to give like a quick little background on it. We conducted these community dialogues at Aldrich Place and Carpenter Road Elementary School. And the idea was to take these brainstorming kind of sessions and create these public service announcements, these PSAs that we plan on showing on radio and television. And so before I actually show, now the clips are going to be like these 30-second kind of, because they were designed for commercials, so they're going to be like real brief. So we put like a couple of them together just to try to get as many of the voices from the people of Third Ward as possible to connect back to the ambitions of the master planning process. But before I do that, I would actually like to bring up a young man. I got a frog in my throat, so we got some water. Outside, okay, that's a good place. I'm going to bring up a young man who helped me out through this entire process. He was here with me when we were doing the initial brainstorming for the. Excellent, thank you. He was right along with me when we were doing the dialogue sessions. So he was actively engaged in that process. And every single session that we did, he started out doing like a rap. You know, like an a cappella version of some stuff that he actually had set to music. And he did so well. He's actually from the Third Ward, went to Carpenter Road Elementary School. So I would like to invite Khalil Taylor up to the stage so that he can do a performance, and then we'll go right into the PSA. If that's cool, say cool. Just making sure y'all still up. I know it's Saturday morning. I know.
Hey, everybody doing tonight? Today, sorry about that. I'm a little tired, so. Pretty much what I'm about to do, I have a song called Violent World. What the song is pretty much about in my ward, like it's changed and things are getting better, but it used to be a lot of violence, a lot of gunshots, a lot of things that really didn't sit well with me and it kind of upset me. And way to vent about it a little bit, I kind of made into a song. So I'm gonna do an acapella, no beat. It's like a 2 or 3 minute song, but just bear with me. Crime and violence everywhere, their bodies on the streets. This is a complication that we really gotta beat. Break down your heart and all your emotions twirl. Only thing we doing is living in a violent world. Gunfire everywhere, their bodies in the ground. They talk about the situation, but you won't hear a sound. Man, it make my stomach hurt, I'm about to hurl. Cause all I think about every day living in this violent world. Man, I'm tired of this dumb stuff. Man, I swear they had enough. People growing up acting tough, now life itself is kinda rough. But I ain't tripping, I'm balling, still going in, shot calling. But that ain't the same for my friends. because they getting sucked into violence. Now I'm trying to show them what life about. They was pulling them, trying to pull them out, trying to take them down that positive road. Now they just want to have a different toe. Viewed up and they about to blow with a lot of rage that I've never known. Way too high and I'm so far gone. They was by themselves and they was all alone. There's crime and violence everywhere. Their bodies on the streets. It's a complication that we really gotta beat. Break down your heart and all your emotions twirl. Cause the only thing we doing is living in a violent world. It's gunfire everywhere, their bodies in the ground. You talk about the situation, but you won't hear a sound. Man, it make my stomach hurt, I'm about to hurl. That's all I think about every day living in this violent world. So I'm about to tell you something you don't want to hear. People all on my block, I done seen go and disappear. Oh yeah, it's a little different around my spot when you hear about close friends going and getting shot. So you better not be a stranger walking down these streets. Better have a caution sign cause you gon' feel the heat. We got a clash of different cultures going in this world. And really I'm tired of living in this violent world. There's crime and violence everywhere, their bodies in the streets. It's a complication that we really gotta beat. Break down your heart and all your emotions twirl. The only thing we doing is living in a violent world. It's gunfire everywhere, their bodies in the ground. You can talk about the situation, but you won't hear a sound. Man, it make my stomach hurt, I'm about to hurl. That's all I think about every day is living in this violent world. So I got a lot of things that I want to discuss. Why everybody feel retaliation is a must. It's like an evil spirit trying to come and break us. And how many of our people gotta die before we wake up? Yeah, I see the problem, but here goes the solution. The peaceful life we supposed to be living, but we ain't choosing. Being good people, how we supposed to be. But until that time comes, God help us please. Crime and violence everywhere, their bodies on the streets. It's a complication that we really gotta be. Break down your heart and all your emotions twirl. The only thing we doing is living in a violent world. It's gunfire everywhere, their bodies in the ground. You can talk about the situation, but you won't hear a sound. And man, it make my stomach hurt, I'm about to hurl. Cause all I think about every day is living in this violent world.
Hi, yeah, first I'd like to invite some of my neighbors up. Brittany Reed and Donald Harlan, they're going to help me out here tonight.
Before I jump into this, I gotta say something. When we started out on this journey last March, the 7th Ward is divided by expressways in a lot of places, and it's got 8 different neighborhoods. And the goal of this anthology was to start a dialogue between all 8 of these neighborhoods. I was really worried, to be honest, for a long time. We weren't going to get everybody's voice in there. It was the heart of the project. It was so important, and fortunately, it worked out. I'm proud to say we have replies and involvement and participation from over 350 people across that project. Unfortunately, you can have too much of a good thing. We are still putting the final touches on the Intersect 7 anthology. If you go to intersect7.org today, you will see some of the work that has been done, some of the testimonials and drawings that have been made by students and residents and stakeholders throughout the 7th Ward. But if you go back in a week, it'll all be there. And it's all beautiful. And I'm so privileged to have gotten to meet so many people in the 7th Ward of Flint, Michigan. So we're going to share some of that work today. So why don't so that we've got a good view. You guys want to stand there and I'll just sort of stand over here. All right. Pierce kindergartners, first graders, and second graders were asked, what makes you sad about your neighborhood?
My mom doesn't let me go play because she worries. Kalia, stop.
I am sad in my neighborhood because there are stray dogs. Michaela Canamore.
Pierce kindergartners, first graders, and second graders were asked, what makes you happy about your neighborhood?
The ice cream truck. Beyonce Lennon.
What makes me happy is that I live next to the school. Jasenia Richiers.
7th Ward residents were asked, stop and listen to the sound of your neighborhood for 1 minute. What do you hear?
I hear children playing, my neighbors working on their motorcycles, a dog barking, birds singing. If I listen carefully, I can hear the highway, Kathy Lancaster.
Trains at night. Sometimes cars on court or the interstates. Kids playing, dogs barking, cats fighting, squirrels debating property rights. Wild rabbit.
7th Ward residents were asked, when you think about your neighborhood, what tastes and smells come to mind? Think about the food that you eat at home or at a nearby restaurant.
Chicken kebabs and conies. I'm Spademan.
Morning coffee, grilled hamburger and chicken, homemade chili, meatloaf, soy sauce, and custard.
Pierce special education students, 3rd graders and 4th graders, were asked, what don't you like about your street or your neighborhood?
Can we have like 1,000 potholes? Joy Prince.
I don't like it when I go to sleep, I hear a train every night. I go to sleep and it wakes me up. And I don't like the abandoned houses next to my house because it seems scary at night. Jonah Kemp.
Here's special education students, 3rd graders and 4th graders were asked, what are your favorite things on your street or in your neighborhood?
To mostly skateboard or play video games or ride bikes down big hills, go on adventures. Kevin Melton Jr.
My favorite thing on my street and in my neighborhood is that when my mom, dad, me, and my brother go to a family reunion, my neighbors watch our house for us. Nisharia Thomas.
7th Ward residents were asked, when you think about your neighborhood, what are some colors, shapes, pictures, or images that come to mind? You can think of things in your home, things you see from the street, or places in the neighborhood.
I picture lovely, cozy houses, trees, flowers in my garden. I also see the cars and people moving around the busy school. E. Perkins Harlan.
Cobalt blue bottle tree, sunshine yellow door. Elizabeth Taylor.
7th Ward residents were asked, when you see, you know that you're home.
Flint Central High School, Melody Maddox.
Yard lamps, Nell Pickney.
Pierce 5th and 6th graders were asked, what don't you like about your neighborhood?
Animals in my trash at night, Marshawn Williams.
I don't like when there's all these emergencies. I hear all these sirens. Amia Jameson.
Pierce 5th and 6th graders were asked, what are your favorite things about your neighborhood?
There's a park, give king-size candy bar on Halloween. Leonardo Alvarez.
I like how everyone is so kind and friendly to everyone they meet. Tiaja Walker.
7th Ward residents were asked to describe something important that had happened to them in their neighborhoods.
Stray bullet hit my home, which was frightening as many have been hurt or killed under the same circumstances. I think it was an isolated incident which may have involved a shootout between a suspect and police. I did not like it then, nor do I like it now. Denise Smith Allen.
7th Ward residents were asked for any other thoughts about how we can build bridges among communities in the Flint 7th Ward.
Neighborhood events, picnics, ice cream socials, meetings about shared concerns. Stephanie Diana.
7th Ward residents were asked what neighborhood they lived in. They answered,
Central Park.
College Cultural Neighborhood.
Fairfield Village.
Evergreen Estates.
East Village.
Elm Park.
Across the Mott.
I'm an East Sider.
City of Flint.
Thank you, Connor. Moving right along to our 5th Ward, Representative Andrew Morton. His focus for the master plan was health, welfare, and transportation. Please give a round of applause for Andrew Morton.
Okay, so I'm going to make this quick because we have 4 short scenes we want to show you. Basically, for my project over the last 8 weeks, I've had the pleasure of working with lots of these fine folks from Genesee Health System to create a play based on our experiences of transportation and health and wellness in the City of Flint. We're not performing the whole play for you today, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of an update of what you've missed. The play began, we performed this on Thursday last week at the Good Beans Cafe. The play begins at the bus station downtown terminal, and you see a bunch of different characters arriving in the morning, going about on their different journeys. We see four main characters who, for whatever reason, miss a bus or are confused and get on the wrong bus. And then we see four short scenes of what happened to them as a result of that misconnection. So I'm going to get off stage. We're going to see our first scene. When we're ready, and then we're going to keep going straight through all of them. Get ready? Thank you.
Excuse me. Yes, this is my car right here. I sent it in about an hour ago, and they told me it'd be done by 9:30. It's
You know what? That you are very correct that your car should be done. But right now I have a problem. My mechanic ain't here right now.
Your mechanic's not here? How am I supposed to get to work in 20 minutes?
Oh my God! I can't. These buses. Hey, sir, boss, I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna find out exactly what's going on. Oh man, I missed the bus. You missed the bus? Yeah, my car broke down. What the bus got to do with it? I need you here.
I don't know. You can't wave at the bus and it won't stop. You got to stand right there.
You're probably in front of it.
Well, it's been a long morning.
Okay. Well, right now I need you to get this car up and ready so I can get this woman up out of here.
Yeah, I'll get ready now. Get ready now. Well, it's real late. It's been a long night.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, man.
Okay, we need to get this going.
Hey, did you check on parts on this yet?
Yeah,
Okay, this is ridiculous. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to know why you are just now coming into work. My car was supposed to be done 15 minutes ago, and I need to get myself to work.
You hear that? Boss, the voices are talking again.
Who's gonna fix my car?
Read it here for one thing. This is a garage.
Can somebody fix my car, please? I'm paying great money to be here.
Bill, can you get, come on, let's get this going. Chop, 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 chop. Come on, let's get this going.
I don't think it's time for a coffee break. I think it's time to fix my car, please.
Is you having problems, man? Come on.
Are you an employee to do this on the job? Are you paid to do this?
I don't remember last.
Evidently you are, but anyway, come on. Let's
I don't remember last night at all.
Can somebody please tell me when my car is going to be fixed?
Come on, Milton, you gotta get this car up.
Hey,
I've got 10 minutes to get to work, please.
let me show you something.
Wait, we'll go.
I got to show you something. Hey,
All right.
they're hiring in California, and the voices told me to quit my job.
Oh my God.
You can't. I quit.
My car is being fixed yet. How am I supposed to get to work?
Who gonna fix this little car?
The CNA Gerald Williams from Ross Medical Center. I'm here to give you care. I have my driver's license if you want to look at it. That's my license right there for CNA.
I guess it was like.
Can I come in? What's wrong? You seem kind of unhappy today. What's wrong? Will your family come see you?
No, they just brought me here now. You know what the responsibility of taking care of.
I'm going to ask you a few questions. Will it be okay if I sit down? How long have you lived here? For a while. Been here for a while? Miss Mason, when the last time you had a bath?
Oh, those are my cats.
Your cats?
Yes.
Okay. I'll ask you one more question. Why do you have this ashtray by this oxygen tank? I don't
Tell me something about you.
I am married and I have 2 kids. And I came all the way from Grand Blanc, South Saginaw bus, all Waste Lane. And if you let me give you care, I promise you, I'll be here on time. And also, I see that you have a lot of dishes need to be done. You got laundry over here. And I make the best scrambled eggs.
Be a little bit more about yourself.
You must have had a problem with nurses' aid.
Yes, I had a lot of problems with male nurses.
Well, I can call Ross Medical Center, and they will send you a female nurse here if you want to. But I promise you, let me give you care. I promise you'll love me as a female nurse's aide. I'm sorry what happened to you.
Give her the
Thank you.
Matt, you were supposed to be here at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, it's 2:16. Why couldn't you make it here on time?
because I had no ride, I had to walk.
You don't have a car?
No, I don't.
Come on. I mean, don't you have a friend or a parent or someone who got you here on time?
They're all busy.
I understand that. Unfortunately, as you know, we only have a 15-minute appointment window, and if you don't make it within that time,
I tripped and fell myself.
that's unfortunate, Matt. But I have no choice if you miss your appointment but to assess you a $260 disappointment fee.
Here's $10.
Matthew, are you trying to bribe me?
No, that's what you should say.
Now listen, Matt, you seem like a very nice guy, and I would really like to help you. I have another opening 13th of August. Well, no. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do.
You can't wait for the cafeteria.
You're welcome to wait, but I can't assure you it will do any good. Sorry, unfortunately, it's not going to work out today.
Okay. I see, yeah.
Have a nice day.
Why y'all coming in my school late?
Mr. Hamilton.
This is like the second or third time y'all came in my class.
So? When the bus was late, what we supposed to do if the bus is late? Right.
Y'all gotta find another way to get it. That's all.
I don't like if she get to go to class and I gotta
Because
stay up.
she's gonna mess around and bring you down. You can't have her bring you down. If she keep coming in here late, you're gonna be late. I need to talk to you. Please step in my office. What's the problem? Why are you coming in here late? This is my business. I'm here to help. Why you keep coming in here late?
I mean, I do have to take my brothers and sisters to the bus stop every morning. That's like 5 miles from my house. That's a long walk. But it don't make no better when y'all yelling at us when we come in late. No problem. Yeah, I think I can get here on time.
We have a social worker here. I'm gonna call her. Her name is Murdoch. I'm gonna see if she can help. Okay? Let me give her a call. Hello? Miss Murdoch? We have a young lady. I have a young lady down here in my office. Savannah. She needs help trying to get her facilities back in work. Now, the school is out good ways, and we need to find her a ride so that she can get here on time. Yeah? I see. Okay, I'll tell her. Okay, thank you. Bye. Miss Murdoch said that she'd give you a call, and she said that she would help. So is that cool?
Yeah, I guess that's all right.
Now, is there anything else you need?
I just gotta get to class now.
You sure? There's nothing else I can help you with? Okay. I appreciate you coming in my office. Can I get a hug?
So those were the four scenes, and we, as I said, we performed this play to a packed house at the Good Beats Cafe this past Thursday. After we performed the play, which came out of all of our experiences and discussions of the workshops that we had. So some of these scenes, these experiences did actually happen to some of our participants. We had a little conversation with our audience and sort of asked them to think about what were the issues and characters that connected with them the most. And then we talked about how we could sort of give suggestions to the Master Planning Committee about some of the issues identified in our play. I won't say too much about it, but one thing that as I was kind of going over the feedback, one thing that really stuck with me was somebody described the transportation infrastructure as like the main artery of the city, and if that's blocked, if that's not working, what happens? And we kind of saw from a few of the scenes there that you miss one bus, or it's not as reliable as it could be. The ripple effect that can have. Maybe you get to late work and you quit, or you get fired, or you get to a doctor's appointment late and you miss your job. So that was our project. I had a wonderful time working with these fine people. So I just wanted to bring them on the stage and say thanks again one more time. And,
everyone, after he's done, to please meet us outside and enjoy some of the activities under the tents, including the games. There will be final presentations also outside in about 15 minutes shortly thereafter our last presenter. If you could give a round of applause to our second board presenter is Milton Harvey. Milton Harvey's focus for the master plan was natural resources, open spaces, and conservation. Once again, welcome Milton to the stage, please. Thank you.
Artist in Residence. Our project dealt with open space and conservation, and we utilized, as stated, glassware for some sculptures. And this PowerPoint presentation just gives an overview of the entire project from start to finish. And the young people are going to play along here shortly as soon as I stop talking. All right? Okay.
Start with the crash. Tweet.